Our first guest this week is Mr. William Sawyer. He's the CEO of the Sawyer Group, LLC. Bill, always good to have you on the program.
Thank you, Don. I'm always glad to be on the program.
Well, it happened again this week. OPEC's cutting production. What does that say for the overall industry?
Well, currently, West Texas Intermediate is about $80 a barrel. It's up since mid-March. But this is new, and it could cause, depending on demand, of course, it could mean $10 to $20 per barrel increase in the price of crude oil. Currently, crude oil from OPEC is about $5 more than West Texas Intermediate.
Well, futures are closing in quickly at $100 a barrel.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And there is some belief that it might go to 120 this summer.
What do you think is the future of the overall industry? It seems like the government has a war on oil.
Yes, they do. And I don't think the oil industry is going to be out of it. For one thing, oil is used for more than just gasoline engines and cars. There's a lot of things it's used for that you just can't get rid of quickly. And let me point out, you're familiar with plastic straws, which come from oil. Now they're going to paper straws. But you put paper straw in a glass of iced tea, and it lasts only one glass of iced tea, and then you have to get another straw. And I should know because I drink a lot of iced tea. But the problem is, think of the waste that's there. A plastic straw will last you 4 or 5 glasses of iced tea. So I think that's not right.
Well, it just seems that the government is hell-bent, so to speak, on electric cars, electric stoves, electric dryers, electric diesel, electric shipping trucks. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, at some point we may go to electrification of vehicles, but we have to think deeper into this. One is the materials that are used to make the batteries come from countries which, like the Democratic Republic of the Congo, which basically use slave labor to do it. The other thing is that your solar panels, most of the solar panels are made in China, and many of the solar panels are not in good shape. I mean, they'll break very easily when something happens. But your solar panels also come from foreign countries, which we may or may not do business with in the future. It just depends on what happens. I think that it's too early on solar panels. Now, wind technology, the problem is these wind machines are very high off the ground and are subject to lightning strikes, as has happened in several of them, and they come apart and can't be replaced. And you can't use the blades over and over again if something goes wrong. And the biggest problem we have, no one's faced, and that is when the wind comes and it hits the wind machines, what happens is the energy is taken out of the wind, and we don't know yet how that's going to affect the environment or nature. And we need to be thinking about that before we put up too many wind machines.
Well, you just mentioned the manufacture of lithium batteries. And when lithium batteries wear out, and they do wear out, there's no safe way, no environmentally safe way to dispose of them.
No, there isn't. That's a problem. That's a big problem right now. And where it comes from and where it goes are big problems.
Now, we've talked about fracking before in this program with you. What do you think the future of fracking? There's a lot of concern and controversy about it.
Well, fracking's been around for many years. It's safe and reliable. There are only a few places you have to worry, and that's in shallow wells that are near freshwater formations. We have to use extra caution there. But in general, fracking is one of those things that has helped the industry and helped us produce more oil and gas. On the other hand, there's technology coming forth that that basically is going to help fracking or even put it out of business in the future.
Well, what would you say? Do you think the oil and gas industry is still a safe investment for investors?
Oh, absolutely. I'd put my money in the oil and gas industry. I think that's the place to go. You want to invest in oil itself, not necessarily in gas right currently, but oil has the potential for a price increase in the near term. The other thing is you want to invest in technologies that will improve oil production and that are economically sound.
Well, Bill, I always come to you when the oil business changes. It's an ever-changing business. Always appreciate your sound wisdom and advice. Thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thank you, Don. I appreciate being on the show. And I want to remind everybody that when I was with the public company on American Stock Exchange, we came on your show and went from 500 shareholders to 7,500 shareholders, 2 of which were in Mongolia. So you have a big reach across the globe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate being on the show.